by a show of hands, how many of you have volunteered with agencies that are geared towards the undocumented community? No? Okay. I ask this because we live amongst border states that is in the dead center of immigration debates, and laws like SB 1070 are reaction towards our worries with border security, when in fact our border has been the most secure it's ever been in decades. The significance in educating ourselves with this population is compassion. They are a part of our communities and contribute to our economy. As 9.3% of the Arizona workforce is made up of undocumented migrants. I myself have taken a course in community systems, which gave me the significance of advocating for vulnerable populations and introduced me to agencies like Promise Arizona. There I've learned that the media portrayals of the undocumented population is skewed and that negative stereotypes affect their employment availability, as they're looked up as blue-collar workers, which is construction workers, gardeners, or janitors, despite their education. And they're also excluded by social circles because of stereotypes. According to Adrian Velasquez, undocumented workers enter a cycle of poverty because of social exclusion and stereotypes. Since their social circles are limited, they lack resources that typical Americans would get by word of mouth. And because of their lack of diversity within their communities, it's harder for them to adapt to American customs. According to the Bank of Mexico, 3 out of 4 Mexican migrants have family in the United States. However, this does not exclude them from social exclusion, since most are typically rejected by their family and are subject to discrimination within their community because of their low social status. This causes the undocumented community is prone to depression and loneliness because working long hours and making below acceptable wages. They're also navigating a new country with having limited English and not knowing the dynamics of business here. Now that you know a little bit more of the struggles within the undocumented community, wouldn't you want more compassion if it were you in their place? We need to humanize the undocumented population and treat them justly, and be more willing to create self-sustaining environments that help support help support and give them the resources they need. Agencies like Promise Arizona made significant differences in the undocumented community, as they teach English classes here at South Mountain Community College called English Innovations. So far they have 73 graduates, and it's run over 12 months. And they also register voters, so they keep the community engaged into in what's happening in their community. Obvious objections is that the undocumented community does not want to learn English, are welfare recipients, and are crossing the border more each day. According to Citizen Path, 75% of the undocumented people learn English within 5 years, and their welfare eligibility is close to none. Also, the border apprehensions have fallen by 2/3 since 2005 through 2012. We need to help the undocumented community and volunteer with agencies like Promise Arizona to help them get the support they need and counter social exclusion cycles. Stereotyping affects their employment and interactions within their community. Volunteering helps them get resources and helps them adapt to U.S. culture, and it also, by helping their social conditions, they break the poverty cycle. Please consider volunteering with agencies working with the undocumented population and alleviate their misconceptions. And I leave you with this quote: "We were strangers once too," and that's by President Barack Obama. How many of you would consider volunteering with agencies like Promise Arizona?